Part 1. And my suffering. So, hello. Welcome to this channel. Wow, that sounded really forced. And, welcome to Star Wars Defined, a video playlist of an assortment of creators, big and small. Hopefully, at least. Where I will be attempting to make a good Star Wars Defined video, somehow. Look, I'm being held at gunpoint. Please just save my family. Alright, I'll get straight to the point. I'm making this because of you. I mean, I'm here to do one thing. Break down something that I love from Star Wars. Oh, and make a video longer than everybody else's on this playlist for, big boy points. Quick note, before I do these things, there are jokes in this video, more than previous videos I've done, to keep the energy of this video high. But don't worry, this is a one-off thing. So yeah. There will also be something that I've never done on this channel called positivity. This video is divided into two parts. One, the intro, which is this. Two, the thing that I love about Star Wars. And yes, I know it's cheap to use unrelated gameplay, but I'll try and use it as rarely as possible. You're not my mom. Leave me alone. Now, for what I'll be using for what I love, I'll be taking a random episode from Star Wars The Clone Wars, and we'll be breaking it down scene by scene as to why it's good. So let's go. Alright, now let's spin the wheel. By the way, these are all good episodes of The Clone Wars. So, Season 2. And let's see which episode out of Season 2. Let's spin the wheel. Hey, episode 22. Part 2. I need my pills. So we start off with the opening phrase of the episode, revenge is a confession of pain, which number one, that's a daddy deep phrase. Two, it tells us that the theme of the episode revenge, or at least revenge is a form of pain, which let me also mention this is a fantastic way to start off an episode. It's deep while subconsciously implanting the theme of the episode in the back of your head. The episode itself starts off by giving us a recap telling us that Aurra Sing and Boba has taken hostages, and that doesn't sit well with Boba. But never fear, after telling us this, we are shown this by Boba checking up on the hostages and even giving water, saying,
"This isn't what I wanted."
And the hostage responds,
"You don't have to do this. You're not like them. I can tell."
Boom! There's your conflict of the episode right off the bat. Unlike most shows that fumble around trying to give an episode each meaning, Clone Wars gives it straight up with little strings attached. And while I'm here, may I mention I love this lighting. The shade of red really adds to this eerie feeling. Proceeding this, Aurra Sing says that she has a plan for the hostages and leaves us with a bit of a cliffhanger. Again, a nice way to keep the audience engaged. Back at some medical facility, Mace Windu and Anakin, where Anakin asks him why isn't he going after Boba, and Mace Windu responds by saying,
"So I should behave as this child does. I should seek revenge."
Again, tying into the themes of revenge, but not only does this tie into the theme, but it displays what the Jedi think of revenge, which obviously they don't like because the Jedi dislike emotion. But here, unlike the prequels, we get to understand why, which we don't need to agree with, we just need to understand it. This also shows how different Anakin compares to the rest of the other Jedi. Not only is it nice for his character, but it's foreshadowing. We're interrupted when Plo Koon and Ahsoka show a video where Boba is ordered to shoot to kill, yet he doesn't, and because of this, Aurra Sing kills him. So, yet again, we're shown this conflict Boba has between himself, and the payoff of what she said she's gonna do from earlier. There are also quite a few things here, so I'll mention them as we go. After this, Plo Koon and Ahsoka decide to take this mission on instead of Mace Windu. We snap back to Boba, where he receives a consequence for this action. Aurra Sing tells him that,
"Next time I tell you to pull the trigger, you do it."
Then Aurra Sing and another bounty hunter, sorry I don't know his name, the other bounty hunter arguing that because this didn't go all according to plan that they're in over their heads. Remember, there's a payoff for this later, and because of this, they had to floor him. We head to Ahsoka and Plo Koon, okay, I'm gonna call him Pluko, or Pluki, or I don't care, okay? That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. I don't care the way it's said. I'm gonna do it my way. We head to Ahsoka and Plo Koon, where they are trying to find our familiar bounty hunters when Ahsoka asks,
Shouldn't we be heading for the last place we knew Boba Fett was spotted?
which, unlike other shows where we go to a place we've already seen before, instead we go to someplace new. Well, I think. But for this episode, it's something new. This place is, stopping for dramatic effect, the Underworld. I know, it's pretty badass. After quite a few great shots, Ahsoka and Plo Koon head to where Jango Fett hangs out. While doing this, Boba and Aurra Sing head for a planet called Florrum, a pirate planet basically, where we're greeted with this lovely scene.
I never asked for permission to do anything, my darling.
Yes. Yes. I remember.
Again, humor in this show tends to be few amongst all the death and wars going on, but when it is done, it's done well. It never overstays its welcome. Anyways, Hondo tells Boba that he once knew his father. This is a nice subtle touch of detail added to his character. This might also be small, but as the series goes on, it adds up. After an exchange of a few words between Aurra Sing and Hondo, Aurra Sing shoots Castus. Oh, Castus, that's his name. Because he was going to spill the beans. Remember this, it'll be important momentarily. And we see as Boba questions himself as his beautiful theme plays. Which, by the way, I love the singing, the low quietness. It's real nice. We whiplash back to Ahsoka and Plo Koon when we pick up where they left off. When Ahsoka mentions,
This is the 5th scumbucket drinking hole we've been to.
which keep that in mind as we go along. Plo Koon mentions to Ahsoka that she needs to be more subtle. He also mentions that this is from her master, Anakin. Which, one, makes sense, but two, this opens a new door for Ahsoka to learn. You see, one of the many reasons Ahsoka is such well liked as a character are because of her pairings with other masters. Each time she pairs with a more experienced character, it gives her more of an opportunity to grow, like more tools in her kit. Also, this is a great way to connect her with characters by having her learn from different people with different lessons. They head for some sort of bar with strippers, so again we have strippers, death, and even alcohol. Who says this is a kid show? Ahsoka tries to use the lesson she learned from Plo Koon, this lesson being to wait and listen, and because of this, she finds Castus's partner. The one Castus was talking about before he got shot. Now, this is the one problem I have with this episode. It seems a bit too convenient, but then again, she did say that this was the 5th one they've been to, so it's not that hard to believe. They overhear her and action ensues. Afterwards, Ahsoka tells that she overheard a murder on Florrum, so they head to it. Also, before I move on, I'd like to mention something. Yet again, this show shows its use of world building with small bits of dialogue. One man mentions that he has a crippling business because of the war, and we hear from Castus's partner that Aurra Sing was an ex of Hondo. That explains the kiss. Things like I've said before add to the world and characters. Now, I'm not saying small details like this make for good writing, I'm saying it certainly helps it. We fling back to Aurra Sing where she receives a call saying that the Jedi have showed up. This leads Boba to assume that it's Mace Windu. Aurra Sing, because of this, sets up the hostages. Also, in this scene, Hondo mentions that he won't be able to help, neither stop. I could probably make a whole section about how cool Hondo is, so I will. Don't worry, I'll keep it brief. Hondo is the perfect character you need in this show. So, in this whole show, it's about war, right? How about this? We make a character that plays both sides. This works perfectly, creating a morally ambiguous scenes. This is why giving Hondo charm is so important to the show. Think about it. Can you see Hondo being ugly and unlikable in this show? Of course not. Everything about this show is to make you question roles. Are the Separatists bad? Well, not really. Are the Jedi all good? Well, not really. Do pirates have no honor? Well, not really. Things like this make the world of Star Wars diverse and real. So characters like Hondo are more clever at first glance than they might seem. Back on track, Hondo tells Plo Koon,
I have no idea what she has planned for you.
And the reason you are telling us is?
So you know that I am not involved in this.
Again, Hondo playing the smart move in this situation, what we'd expect from a morally gray character like this. Plo Koon gracefully sits down while Boba, points a gun at his head. which let me mention, through all of this, Pluko is completely control and calm. There's something about being calm in the face of danger that's, cool. Ahsoka after this holds Aurra Sing captive, so it comes down to a standoff between Ahsoka and Boba. Everything about this is great, not just because of the tension, but great for Boba's character, because it puts him into a fight or flight situation. Does he kill him or not? Does he show mercy, unlike the treatment that was given to his father? So is he like his father or better? Does he want revenge for his father or enlightenment for himself? He chooses the latter. Action ensues, and Aurra Sing leaves behind Boba. Now that line,
You don't have to do this. You're not like them. I can tell.
makes more sense now that Aurra Sing has left him. The episode is basically done at this point, but there's still a little bit left.
Why should I help anybody? I've got no one.
It is the honorable thing to do. It's what your father would have wanted.
Do I need to say anything? The way Boba feels abandoned and shouldn't trust anyone, to the way Hondo's soft voice saying it's what his father wanted. It just makes the show special. Blah blah blah, action action, skippy skippy. Ahsoka saves the hostages. Aurra Sing crashes and assumes dead, but remember, no one's ever really gone. Boba is captured and we're met with one last scene to wrap this all up. Perfect. I was going to have a section where I explain this episode, but why? It's good overall. But I think you know what I was going to say anyway. And besides, this section has gone on long enough. This is the section where I say goodbye. I say how hard the video was on me. Poor me. And then I say subscribe to my channel out of pity. How much I really, really care for this channel. And I care for so much for the viewer out there. Yeah, viewers like you. Yeah, I care for you. Yeah. I'm not selfish. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you. Watch my other stuff. Thank you. Bye-bye.